Ladies and gentlemen, the time is upon us over a bunch of random fucking movies and sequels and fourth ones and TV shows that some needed to be made and some didn't. We finally have a pretty decent movie, and it just randomly happens to have Marvel characters. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Saturday Morning Cartoons. I'm your host, Doug McDoubles, and next to me is the greatest co-host of all time, the DC Don Dada. But today it's a Marvel episode, kind of, I guess. It is Ray McFlurry II.
That's a good way to describe what we just watched on the big screen. Number one, we're back.
We're back.
We're his first movie review episode since Beetlejuice. It's also 10:30 at night because we live an hour from the theater and we had to go to see the 7 o'clock showing. And we're here, and yes, you described it perfectly, because what we watched was a really good standalone movie.
Yes.
That if it didn't have any ties to Marvel would have been a full point better in my rating system. Because the concept, I'm not going to lie and say Sentry is a character I know. I barely know Marvel. But the concept of his powers are horrifying.
Yeah.
That was such a cool pseudo-villain, kind of bad guy for a little bit. But it felt like if you do a true thriller, suspense, horror movie with that character, that's probably the most interesting movie of 2025.
Yes.
But since it's the Thunderbolts and it's Bucky Barnes and you have Marvel characters, it's like a really good movie that sometimes they have to stop the action for to make sure you know that fake Captain America's in it. It felt like.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very good movie, and if you're not a Marvel fan, like I'm truly not.
It's a DC Don Dada.
It's a really good jumping on point for something that isn't fully tied to the rest of the universe.
Yep.
But you get your Marvel fix, I guess.
Yep.
Like, it's a good jumping on point. But I've never watched quite a movie where so little happens.
So
by the time credits roll.
Yes.
So, nothing really happened in this movie. You had like 3 locations. You had Julia Louis-Dreyfus playing her Veep character, which is brilliant. I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, she's great. Best part of the movie to me. And that's just anytime I watch something with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I say best part of whatever I'm watching right there. Fantastic. But the movie is Yelena, go to this location. Okay, so she goes to the location, meets the other characters. They become friends. They kind of leave the area a little bit. They go down the mountain, kind of.
Yeah.
And then they're in kind of the desert around the mountain. And that's, I guess, a second location. But then they're in New York City at pretty specifically Avengers Tower and the surrounding blocks. And then they never leave that area again for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, that is the entire movie is, Yelena, I'm sad. Let's change it up. Okay, sure. Go do this. It's your last mission, then you're wiped clean. She told everybody that. They all come there. It's a battle royale. Then they're all friends and they have to work together, and it's a ragtag group of misfits that have to come together. And then, here's Winter Soldier with his strong arm. And then they go into the Void universe, and then they talk him down. And then they're the new Avengers, and everyone's happy, and the movie's over. And it just felt like almost nothing happened.
No, you're 100% right. Watching the movie, you're like, this was the easiest and most simple way to introduce a character without some fucking fuck-all sequel or trilogy that we didn't need just for a post-credit scene. And here's the thing, Ray. We didn't stay for the post-credit scene or the mid-credit scene.
Yeah, I had to pee too bad. I'll be
I know what they are.
With that.
I know what they are. I got a little insider tip at trading. Old boy said it to me last night, about 3 a.m. A ship, they're obviously the new Avengers. John Walker has a beret now. He doesn't have a helmet. Because they use the hat cool. You like the hat? So that was just foreshadowing.
Hey, man. Wyatt Russell. Hell of a performance.
We'll get into that in a second.
Hell of a performance.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So they're all looking at this fucking big screen, and they're like, something's entering their atmosphere, and it's a ship that shows up. It's like a ship that's in space.
Got you.
And you see it turn a little bit. It has the Fantastic Four logo.
Nice.
Then the other one is Alexi. Red Guardian is at a grocery store, and he is strolling through, and what does he see? The Avengers on the Wheaties box. On the Wheaties box.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so those were the post-credit scenes, and those were probably the best in a cool minute because here's the thing.
Probably, yeah.
We already know what's going to happen. We don't have to wait for 7 years for that post-credit scene to mean anything.
Yeah.
We know in 2 months.
Yeah. It's coming.
Yep,
it's
2 months.
Exciting. It's exciting. I liked the movie. It was, again, Sentry's not a character I know, so I don't know how they adapted him, like how all of that worked. But let me say, like, the powers of Sentry are some of the coolest I've seen on screen.
Yep.
Like, just turning everybody to shadow, to void. Like, that's fantastic. But also, the physical embodiment of the void.
Terrifying.
I
loved it.
I loved it. He was completely black.
Damn near say perfect. Right?
Yeah.
Because the eyes and when you saw the mouth.
That's what I was going to talk about is the eyes. So the eyes were super creepy. Obviously by design, it's just like 2 white dots.
Yes.
But the thing that I found the most creepy is they weren't always where you would expect eyes to be.
Boom.
And that was the creepiest part, was how they were always lopsided, but they were always up and down his face.
Yep.
Like even when they would show the Tom Holland looking guy with long hair from that one movie from 2021, you know the one I'm talking about.
Wow, Lewis Pullman from Top Gun Maverick.
That's all I saw the whole movie was Tom Holland in that one.
Oh, Cherry. Where he has the long hair.
He has the long, greasy hair. That's all I saw the whole time, and I could not unsee it. But, I mean, he did fantastic. But looking at, you could see him on the right, and you could see where his eyes were, and then the void, which is him.
Yeah.
But not. And then the eyes were lower and crooked. And I'm like, oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, when the mouth showed up.
Let's go. I was like
it was just another level of creepy.
Yes.
Like, what a cool way to show that character.
What a way to introduce a good character, but what a great way to introduce a good fucking actor.
Yeah.
Like Lewis Pullman.
Oh, he did a great job. Yeah.
You know how many times I caught him just fucking...
Yeah.
Just his little slouch, his fucking...
And that's
Bob
so
in the beginning, just as he gradually, you just see him. You see him in the background. That's the best part of his character, was the background. Just like
he was so good. Yeah, and you said like part of his character is that he doesn't remember, like when he comes back. And that's another funny thing is when I say nothing happens, we go through this whole emotional where they grow as people and they overcome their trauma. And then we come to the end of the movie, and they're like, "Oh my God, we went through that together, and we're better for it." And he's like, "What are y'all talking about?
Happened?
I wasn't there."
Whoa!
And it's like, okay, so really, nothing did happen. Like, okay, he's back now, but he doesn't remember that everything can be good.
Yeah.
Like, what happens when he gets sad again immediately?
It
was just kind of funny that he was oblivious, and that was just kind of undid the little bit that did happen in this 2 hours of almost nothing happening.
So you know how Doctor Strange wiped everyone's memory of Peter Parker, yada yada?
Oh yeah.
That's what Doctor Strange, Reed, and the Sentry did to make everyone forget, including him, who Robert Reynolds was. Because every time Robert Reynolds is aware of who he is and his powers, he is then the void is there.
The void takes over.
Yes, and nothing can stop the void until that very, you know what I mean? In the comics, the void, that nothing can stop the void. So seeing this, I was astounded to see this character for 2 reasons. Number 1, they did it right. 3 reasons. Number 2, Lewis Pullman, hot damn, was he not a great fucking Bob and an even better Sentry.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Like, hot
the way
damn.
they showed the Sentry's powers too. Like we talked about the voice powers. When he had the little fight with the Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I mean he wiped the floor with them, but then the way he like threw Red Guardian out the window and then brought him back, like he's controlling the molecules of the air.
Yeah,
dude. Like it was such a cool way to show how
in the trailer,
unbelievable
they
he
don't
was.
show him pointing back. They cut it before they show him standing in the middle of the air. It shows it like them throwing Red Guardian out the window.
Dude, that's why I don't like trailers. I don't want to get those shots ruined for me, dude.
But they only showed like maybe his hand up. They never showed they only showed a black hand. So they didn't even show the Sentry. They just showed a black. They had silhouetted like it was the void.
I see. Like it was the void.
Yeah, I can't get over. Like when I think of like how great he played this character. I want to go back to like him playing the void, like the way he talked to himself, the way they kind of fixed his voice throughout everything. It reminded me a lot of Dylan O'Brien's performance in Teen Wolf when he was Void Styles, and that's not me fucking with you. That's a legitimate name for his character. He was Void Styles.
Okay.
And it was so great. Like I watched the entire, and I was just in awe of how great he was just in this one movie. Immediate fan of Lewis Pullman.
Yeah. He was great. He was great.
Speaking of one movie, you and I talked about this on the way to the theater. Red Guardian, Yelena Belova, Ghost, and Taskmaster, and Valerie, they have all been in MCU actual movies on the big screen.
Right.
The only person that was not, besides Lewis Pullman, is Wyatt Russell.
Yes.
John Walker, a.k.a. U.S. Agent, the fucking Dollar Tree, Captain America, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
I went in. I told you, I cannot wait to see his performance.
He did a great job, man.
I wrote notes down, man.
It's one of those Nepo babies that I don't mind. You know, Jack Quaid, Wyatt Russell, like they're up there.
Because they did it with their talent, not with their families. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, I mean,
because like when Jack
they're there
Quaid,
because of their family, but then they put on a performance that makes you forget that.
Well, like
who
Jack
his
Quaid,
father
when he got
is,
like the Hunger Games the role, like no one knew that was his dad, that was his family. Like he got it strictly for that because he didn't use his last name. So when they told him, like, so it's shit like that. It makes me excited.
Yeah.
But I give him a 10 out of 10 on this movie. If there was something genuinely comedic that I could enjoy with a little bit of profanity or just anything, it was John Walker.
He was good. He was good. Yeah, and it's Marvel, and sometimes
they don't need to be calm.
Sometimes they're too. He's right behind me, isn't he? You know, but U.S. Agent John Walker, like it was the perfect level. And then Bob just like chuckling, it's like you're such an asshole.
Yeah,
like you were Captain America. You're a fucking asshole, buddy. It was such a good. That's what I'm saying, man. Like it's a Marvel MCU movie, but it almost like
wasn't.
And you say, I don't know Sentry again. I'm not a Marvel guy. Yeah. You say these characters mean nothing to Sentry.
Not
in the
slightest.
So it's almost like
he is best friends with Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four. Like he's that high up of a character.
Like it feels like they said, okay, we need an origin movie for Sentry, but we have like kind of these characters chilling. They don't have a lot to do in this point in the timeline. How do we shoehorn them in? Because, like, again, if this wasn't Marvel, that's a really cool, suspenseful, thriller, horror movie with some crazy powers, and you're reliving trauma, and you gotta get out and overcome it.
There isn't tactical gear.
But then it's like Black Widow's sister is like, and it just pulls you out of it a little bit because it's so not Marvel, but it is an MCU movie because there's Bucky Barnes.
If you didn't put them in tactical, if you just put them in tactical gear, it just made them like secret agents, and then when they when John Walker touched Bob, and you'd be like, "What the fuck is this movie?" It'd be amazing. Like I love the B movies of like security guards gotta hold fucking have this whole front up because like there's something outside they gotta keep out. You know what I mean? But there's all in tactical gear. They could have done that with Marvel. They could have done that with this movie. And they almost kind of did. It was really great. Like they didn't need espionage or 35 cameos or this that. The one cameo they needed was Bucky Barnes. You know what they did? Fucking brought him.
It was good.
That was it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the car I said, no, it's too good. I gotta save it.
Yeah.
Let me say what I was gonna say. They spent 2 hours doing in this movie, right? So they find the superpowered being that doesn't know he's superpowered, doesn't understand what's going on. It's a ragtag group of superpowered, super villain-esque heroes. You know, these super people, and they come together to rescue the confused super person that is being controlled by the government, right? And so they break it out, and then they're a team in the end. And just, they spent 2 hours doing what Young Justice did in like the first 8 minutes of that episode when they broke Superboy out of the fucking the labs or whatever. Yeah, they did. They took 2 hours to do what Greg Weisman did in like about 7.5 minutes in Young Justice season 1.
Andy Muschietti did in like 18 minutes. Unfortunately,
yeah.
What I mean? I don't want to be that guy.
Listen, and again, I'm going to give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. Like, I really, really enjoyed this movie. But not just in the greater scheme of Marvel did nothing happen, but even in this movie, just contained to this movie, it covered about 3 hours of one day. Like in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Like there was a couple minutes that New York was partially covered with the void.
It was almost a full 24 hours because that night they were in the vault at night. Remember?
No,
like,
okay. I wasn't paying attention to continuity, but it just felt like when no one slept, I was like, "This is the same day."
You're absolutely right.
You know?
Well, no one did sleep because Sentry flew up in the air at night.
Oh, true.
And
yeah.
So
then they were in the desert all night, and then
that morning,
Red Guardian shows
up.
So
it was like a 24-hour span. It was perfect.
It was, but still, as much as I enjoyed it,
no, you're right.
Nothing
happened.
It was a great premise and a great movie, but
nothing fucking happened.
Nothing happened. The plot was the first episode to a cartoon where they're now a team and they get in crazy hijinks and adventures.
They all got quips for each other.
As much as I liked it. Listen, David Harbour, great. Bucky Barnes was great. Sebastian Stan, like everybody was fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I love her.
Yeah.
I loved her in Seinfeld. I loved her in Veep. I loved her in everything she's ever done. But nothing. Is her character from the comics or was that original?
I believe she is in the comics. Also, the new Adventures of Old Christine.
Ah, yeah, I like that. I do have a question though. So the congressman, the politician, the black guy that was trying to get her impeached.
Yes.
Am I correct or is that the dude that's playing the boss in Superman? What is his name? Perry?
Oh!
Is that the guy? Because I'm pretty sure I saw a photo with him with the big ass stogie in his mouth.
I think it is him.
Is that the actor that's playing? God, I cannot remember his name. He's the boss at the newspaper.
Yes. Let me go to the let me
black guy's always chewing on the cigar or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's that actor, and he was also fantastic.
Yes, Wendel Pearce.
Yeah, Wendell Pierce. Perry White.
Yeah,
Perry White.
Yeah, I had to think about it. I was like, he was in.
It's good to see he's getting a little warm up for the greater DC universe.
Literally, dude. He's like, this is cool.
But he scheduled an FCS team for the first game of the year. He's like, let me stretch my legs. Let me see what the freshman quarterback's got.
Hey, man, go Bears. Go back to back. Team captain, call high school football. State championship, 3-peat, go Bears.
And we'll go the rest of our days, man. We'll never know who actually sponsored the Thunderbolts back in the day. We'll never know because we saw in the flashback, but that's just her memory of the photo. That could have been not the sponsor.
Yep. Here's the thing.
We'll never know.
In the trailer, and when they had Thunderbolts, they had the asterisk. People were like, "Oh, it's because Thunderbolt Ross, like that was his name in the comics, like the Red Hulk, Harrison Ford's character from Captain America 4." They're like, "Oh, well, they can't have that name anymore because like it's the Red Hulk and it's taboo, because he was the president." That's every theory the entire time since the start of this movie. That they were like, "Well, he has a team named the Thunderbolts and stuff like that," and that's what they went. No. Go fuck yourself. An even better name? A little league soccer team that went 0-12 and one time a girl pooped on the field.
It's so good, man.
We are the Thunder.
It's good.
We are Frank's Automation, the Thunderbolts. Oh.
It's such a good father-daughter dynamic because that's so father-kid.
Without a doubt.
Like, yes, we remember the same thing. The things that are important, we remember, like the girl pooping at the 50-yard line. But the details, that is always the funniest argument with your parents, like getting to that age.
Yes, dude.
Like, of course, you don't remember. You're old. Of course, your memory wouldn't be. I remember that. I was a part of it, and it's just...
it's just meant everything to me.
Yes. It's just another day for you.
Yeah.
Just a day you watched an 8-year-old poop on the field.
It's another Saturday morning for you, Dad. You understand? Well, you were undercover as a fucking agent for Russia. You didn't have time to actually pay attention to my team. How dare you? Oh, dude,
What did you think of Taskmaster?
There
because
it is.
I liked Taskmaster in theory because I like the character is so good at knowing his opponent's or her opponent's fighting style that they predict the moves. Like their defense is so good that they're predicting the moves. Because in this movie, Taskmaster's alive.
Yep.
Spoilers for a short amount of time.
Short.
But there's a fight between Taskmaster, and Ghost.
Yes.
Character I didn't know until this movie.
Yes.
Where Ghost is shooting a gun at Taskmaster, but Taskmaster is so quick at countering that her shield is where Ghost is shooting before the gun gets there. Like, she is getting there first.
Yes.
And it was just such a cool detail because that is how good at defense she is. And then she gets shot in the head a short while later because Ghost has some crazy ass powers. But
in the
It
Black
was
Widow
really cool
movie,
for a minute.
Taskmaster, some of the fight scenes were fucking awesome because they were able to mimic and do other things and shit like that, and that's what other people have done in the comic, or that's what John Walker has done, and things of that nature.
Okay.
When he took the serum, he did that with Falcon Winter Soldier. The whole, when Bucky was shooting at it was fucking crazy. Right. And so
that's fucking cool. It was a cool little detail. It was like a little nod to how badass she was before you had to kill her off and get on with the movie.
Yeah. Like,
tell me what you thought about her though, because you had some thoughts in a previous episode.
I hated the fact that they casted a woman because he's always been a man. I haven't read a single comic book where Taskmaster has been a female.
Right.
And not only that, but Taskmaster hates people. He hates the superheroes. He loves money, and he hates fucking going back and forth with people. But he loves to quip. And you know what they did? They made him a fucking Black Widow mute. And it was a failed mission from Scarlett Johansson's career as an early Black Widow to get her to turn into S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So it's just like, really, you motherfuckers? You're going to waste Taskmaster on...
It feels like a waste.
Taskmaster could be there forever. Forever!
Yeah. I kind of felt that way watching this fight scene in Thunderbolts. It's like, of the 4 or 5 people that are in that room, I don't feel like Taskmaster would be the only person to die.
Right.
Like, you've got fake Captain America, you've got Ghost, you've got Yelena.
Yeah.
How is Taskmaster the one that gets shot in the head and dies? That was mind-blowing to me. Like,
yeah, it really fucked with my head. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
She
did talk though, which is something you complained about her being a mute in the Black Widow stuff before, but she had a one-liner before.
At the end of the Black Widow movie, they hit her with the same spray that Yelena got hit with. That's why she's normal again. You know, like why she's able to talk and have responses.
No, I have no context to characters from this movie, but besides U.S. agent TikTok clips,
they were essentially under my control.
Okay.
Yeah, so once you got hit with the spray, it was the antidote.
Okay, cured you of the mind
at the end of the movie,
okay.
That's what happened to Taskmaster at the end of Black Widow.
But
that was it. She just fucked off and didn't speak. And then you're just like, then you give her one-liner, and then you're like, oh, she is what the fuck out of Ghost. She's about to go attack John Walker. More fight scene. Ghost zooms right in front of her. Boom! And then you just see a little bit of blood go through the hole in the head.
Which there's a couple things wrong with that you were saying in the truck. Because number one, she would know Ghost's fighting style and should be able to not be surprised by that, right?
Yep.
And number two, you said her mask is made out of
adamantium,
which that gun shouldn't be. Oh, in the comics.
But also, vibranium exists and adamantium exists now in the universe. That they brought up. They literally said, "Well, the last time we had a president, he was a big red hole."
Yeah. They referenced Captain America.
They can easily fucking be like, "Well, she had an adamantium fucking mask, a vibranium mask." Because
it was mind blowing.
Even Black Panther took bullets and nothing happened. So the fact that you just immediately Ghost was just like, "Gah!"
It was weird. It almost felt like, and I'm sure it wasn't the same at all. It almost felt like how they had to write Mira out of Aquaman 2.
Yes.
Like, it felt like she was there for a bit, and then she was just gone, and it kind of didn't make sense how they got rid of her from the story.
As far as I'm aware, there wasn't any reshoots on Thunderbolts. Like, there wasn't any, like, reshoots or anything. Like, this was a pretty fluent movie all the way through. And I was very surprised due to Marvel and everything else in the world.
It was a little surprising for a Marvel flick, because I said in the beginning, it's a good jumping on point. You need to know no context. No context to watch this movie and give it an 8 out of 10 like I did. But also it felt very un-Marvel-like because the camera work was really interesting the entire movie. Like, you have a character whose whole thing is shadows and the void and this darkness, and they shot over the head shots, like top-down shots, and the different shit they did with lighting and the way they lit Void and his eyes. And, dude, it was so beautiful. Like, it was really brilliant. And this isn't like me. I think I said during our Madam Web review, I was like, they did some like cool things with the camera sometimes.
Yeah.
This isn't me looking for stuff to like not be negative about.
The nice scene in the diner
was a really
where all the girls
well-made movie.
In Madam Web, like where it's spun upside down.
Yeah,
like that shit, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like the ambulance going through the building, or like type of stuff.
When he's fighting the cops in the subway. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like certain cinematography shot were beautiful. I 100% agree.
Yeah. But this whole movie was beautiful. It was just a well-made movie outside of being Marvel, outside of being a Century origin story.
Yes.
Like,
And here's something I definitely want to talk about.
And I want to listen. Let's hear it.
Because Lewis Pullman's character, Robert Reynolds, he is a drug addict apparently in this movie. He's a meth addict.
Listen,
and they said meth a
couple of times.
And then he said he was a methed out man in a chicken suit twirling a sign.
Yes. And then they showed it.
And he said, Bob, if you hit me with that sign again, and he screamed, I was on meth.
What did he say? I was on meth or I was addicted to meth?
I was on meth.
I was on meth. That is an insane thing for them to be able to say in a Marvel movie.
Because if you remember...
That's the mouse, dude.
Oh,
that's the mouse.
We went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, wait. Did Deadpool and Wolverine come out before Beetlejuice? Oh, my God. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, it came out that summer.
Yeah, it came out before.
That sucks. Anyway, because in Deadpool, they couldn't talk about cocaine.
Right. They specifically could not talk about cocaine.
Yeah.
I thought I forgot about that, but I thought it was
off and ripping skin off of people. They couldn't talk about cocaine. But in this movie,
he used the corpse of Logan to like beat up TVA agents, but they couldn't say cocaine.
Fantastic Four, Johnny Storm's skin got ripped off.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy too that they mentioned the meth thing and then they showed it and then reiterated like they showed a character high on meth that they confirmed in the scene was high on meth. That's just a crazy thing for Mickey Mouse to approve.
For Mickey Mouse to approve.
It's in this day and age, that's an amazing thing to get into a movie.
When I saw that,
fuck.
Each time I clocked it, I went, Again. No Ryan Reynolds is fucking pissed right now. There's no way. You're telling me that him and Gambit wouldn't have fucking done a little bump and went on their way from New Orleans. Come on.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Did you have a least favorite line from this movie?
Ooh.
Because I have one.
Okay.
Yelena. She, and this is on the writers. This isn't on the actors.
Okay.
She said, my sister is dead again, but forever this time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you have got to write a better line than my sister's dead again, but forever this time. I mean, I know that's the situation distilled down to its purest form.
Said it better, but I hate
that is so because she said it as such an emotional, like mic drop moment, like emotional beat, and it was just the worst. Like it was like season 8 Game of Thrones writing. It was just like, oh, this was a good movie, and I got ripped out of it for 6 seconds, and I was like right back in it because David Harbour.
She could have said, I just got her, and I lost her. Like
there's so many better ways.
I actually lost her this time.
There's so many better ways, but that was just like the pure distilling it down to spoon feed it to Marvel fans. It felt like
as a little kid to a little child to a year prior of Thunderbolts. She didn't know about Black Widow because she was still under the mind control.
Oh, okay.
Then within like 3 months, Black Widow dies. Because of Endgame.
Because of Endgame. So that Yelena's line read, that was probably my least favorite line read of anybody in the movie. And that includes, as good as we said John Walker's humor hit, I think David Harbour's was kind of a miss most of the time.
A little bit.
He had some funny jokes, but most of the time it was a miss. But yeah, my least favorite was definitely that one from Yelena's character.
I think... No, you're absolutely right. Speaking of David Harbour, I want to point out, him reacting to Yelena going into the void was beautiful.
It was great, yeah.
Like, this man pulled out some... I was really impressed with his acting overall as Alexi and as the Red Guardian, but hot damn.
Yeah. I thought the funniest bit to me was, he overhears the plans because he's the taxi driver for Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And he rushes to there, and he's like, he's going to go save his daughter. And he's just like 18 hours late.
Yeah.
And that's just the funniest part. Like, I rushed here to save you, baby girl. And she's like,
Yelena, don't trust her. She's going to incinerate you.
Yes. Yeah. It's a trope that's been done so many times. Yes. But, A+, dude, I ate it up. It was so good.
I loved how everyone treated Bob differently.
Yeah.
I love Yelena and Bob reaching like some type of understanding in the beginning, and then eventually like it worked through her own shit. It was very nice.
Yeah. I liked it. Her story was so to me it felt like, and it's probably just because I don't know the context of Yelena's character at all, but it felt a bit rushed for her to be the Katara to Avatar state in the Siwang Desert Aang, right? So she just walks into the void. She's like, if anybody can save him, I can save him. It felt maybe a bit rushed just because I didn't know her full character arc from the other shows and movies and what have you. But I was like, oh, she's really like Katara in the desert holding Aang's hand and getting him out of the Avatar state right now.
Yeah.
I kind of got that from it, and it felt maybe a bit rushed, but
I loved him being just dumb. I loved Alexi being dumb and no one taking him seriously.
He's funny, dude. Yeah, he's perfect.
And then him saving that little girl at the end.
Yeah, I loved that, dude.
Like
he became a hero, dude. He got the shield over it and saved the people, got him under the awning, and then fully sacrificed himself for the kid there.
That's all he wanted. He literally just wanted to show people that, like, I want the opportunity.
Yeah, he wanted the glory.
I want the opportunity.
Yes.
Like, everyone else is doing the bad things.
Exactly.
Give me opportunity to do good things, you know? And he did it immediately. I give this movie a solid 8.5. Like, you are 100% right.
I do have another Marvel question.
Yeah?
Let me ask a question. All right. Obviously, we've got John Walker, U.S. agent.
Yes.
He's obviously carrying around a very scuffed up shield. Is that actually Cap's shield?
No.
That's not.
No.
Okay, because I was going to ask, my next question was, how crazy is it that Sentry turned it into a taco with, 2 fingers?
It's vibranium, so it's still just as fucking crazy.
It's still nuts, but it's not Cap's actual shield.
No. Sam has it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They just did an entire movie about how he's Captain America now.
Yeah, but
okay.
Anybody can be Captain America, apparently, according to the TV show. You know what I mean? It's like,
Apparently.
Also, I love that Taskmaster threw the shield at John, just like how Captain America does it.
Details.
Not how John does it.
Beautiful details.
I noticed it in the way that you watch it for almost 2 decades. You know that's Chris Evans' throw. That's not Wyatt Russell's throw is more aggressive. You saw how elegant it was when he threw it. You're just like, damn, Taskmaster, okay. And then, fucking done. 8.5 movie. 8.5, buddy. Like, this movie was great.
It was good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was surprised how packed our theater was. It's probably 2/3 full or more, 3/4 full.
And that's our most
7
full
o'clock
theater
on a
for
Thursday
for a movie.
Yeah, it's been since No Way Home.
Yeah,
that we've had a theater like that.
And we've done like noon showings for Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And
we went to Fast X at 1:15.
You know, like, hey, great times, dude. Great.
We missed the AMC.
We missed the AMC.
Sorry, where we had to go today.
When that fuck ass ad showed up and it said all around you, when it ended, I wanted.
It's not where I want to be.
I wanted to go. I miss Nicole Kidman.
I miss Nicole.
I miss Nicole Kidman, dude. Here, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Not there, dude.
Not there, dude. Fuck no. I was anxious the whole time, bro.
100%.
The whole time.
I swear to God, I was anxious the whole time,
I wanted to just get out of there.
Oh, I was not a fan.
One bit I remember, and I don't talk out loud during movies. I just like to sit and enjoy it. But I had to lean over to you at one point because it was like the climax of the movie where it's Bob and he's trying to overcome the void and he's on top of him.
Oh my God, you motherfucker!
Shit out of him. And I lean over to you at one point and I'm like, this man is literally beating the shit out of his depression. Like, he is beating his depression. It was so fucking funny to me.
It's beautiful, dude. I love it so fucking much.
So 8.5 out of 10 for me. Again, I think David Harbour, Wyatt Russell, whoever plays Yelena, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, all fantastic jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one character that I didn't like, that I think you're set up not to like him just by the nature, it's the sniveling assistant who's kind of good, kind of bad, who really assists the bad guy in the end but feels bad about it, so the movie redeems them kind of. That was the only character I didn't like, and I didn't think the acting performance was quite that good.
Yeah, I thought Mel was going to die any second. I was really surprised that she didn't get thrown out of the window or something after he kill switched her or something.
Really the void's her fault, and her fault alone.
Facts.
Because she did hit that kill switch, which worked, and then the void came out, and then Yelena had to Katara save the day.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much Mel's fault alone.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast about the Thunderbolts movie because, hot damn, it's the first one we've been back to for season 3 and best believe in the new studio. I've been Doug. He has been Ray. The next one, who knows what it'll be. It might be something before Superman, maybe, unless that French movie with Tim Robinson comes out, maybe. We'll see. But New movies are coming soon. The summer is packed, and we cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Doug. He has been Ray. Drink plenty of water. Congratulations to the Thunderbolt cast. You guys made a really good Marvel movie. Please do not give us 4 that we do not need. Chris Hemsworth, I'm talking to you. Be safe, guys.
Hey, what happened? Why are those squiggles on the screen?
Those are called end credits, Patrick.
End credits? But I don't want it to end!
October, go! Yeah, sorry, a little fly thingy. Oh, yeah. My fault. Thought it was a spider at first, and I saw it crawl
No,
down,
I would really.
I went, oh, okay, thank God, it's not fucking won't sting you. Anyway, Stranger Things, real quick.
Is that bitch still alive?
I think so.
I swear I just felt it on me.
I'm just fucked up, dude.